What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I've got my manga haul for the month of June. It was my birthday a couple of days ago, so I got a bit of manga from that, and I've got a decent amount of manga this month, so I'll just get straight into it. First thing I do have is an anime actually, and that's the steelbook for Dragon Ball Super Broly. I watched this movie when it released in the UK in December, and it was really good, so I really wanted to get the steelbook for it. It's got this cover to go around it and then the steelbook underneath, so it's pretty standard and looks really nice. Probably going to watch it today or tomorrow again. And then inside you've just got the Blu-ray and the DVD with Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta and Goku behind these two. So that's the first thing, and now the rest of the things for the haul are going to be manga. So we'll start off with other publishers apart from Viz, and there's just 2 volumes for that. And the first one is Orange the Complete Collection Volume 2. So with the exception of Orange Future, I have got everything there is for Orange, and I can now read it. This will be my first romance I'll actually have read, because I don't have any others in my collection, well, apart from the one I show later on in this haul. So I'm pretty excited to read it, and it's definitely on my list for one of my next reads, now that I have completed it. And I'm looking forward to doing a review for it. And the next series I picked up is also from 7 Seas, and that is High Rise Invasion Volumes 1 and 2. I've heard good things from a lot of people about this series, so I just thought that I might as well give it a try, and I'll do some sort of first impressions on it probably. Just based on the art and stuff it looks like, I'll enjoy it. It just depends how the plot and story moves forward, but as of now it's looking quite enjoyable. So I'm excited to get into those, and everything else for the rest is always going to be Viz. So next up we have, from the Viz signature line, Children of the Whales Volume 4 and 5. Always got fantastic covers, and they just get better as the series goes on. And now I think I've got enough volumes where I can just go back into the series now and start reading it again. They're on volume 10, I believe now, so I've collected half of the series, but I think it's a good time to just go ahead and read it now, as I've only read volume 1. So again, I'll be looking to read Children of the Whales at some point soon as well. Next up we have my first series from the Shoujo Beat Viz line, and that is Ao Harry Ride, I believe is how you pronounce it. And I really do like the art in this. It's really nice, and Shoujo usually has this kind of art which is quite easily separable from shonen art. It's very unique, and obviously this being one of the only shoujos in my collection, it's definitely got a unique art style to a lot of the other things I do have in my collection. So that's How I Ride. It's got 5 volumes out, I believe, now at the moment, and ends at volume 11 or 12, so it's not too much of a investment to get into, and it does look really nice. The art style of the characters kind of remind me of Your Lie in April, slightly. The next volume I have is volume 16 of One Punch Man. This is garnering a lot of hype, obviously, because season 2 is currently airing, a couple of episodes away from being finished. Obviously you can say what you want about the animation, but I do think story wise this is the best parts of One Punch Man, and the latest episode kind of got in and around the beginning of this fight here with Garo, and that was new content for me, as I haven't read this volume yet. But after I do read volume 16, I think that I kind of want to make a video about One Punch Man, because it is getting really good, and definitely deserves a lot of praise for the current state of the story. It's been moving forward really well, and I think Garo is one of the most interesting manga villains in shonen, and even though it's satire, I think it does the serious moments justice and does them really well. So next up we have Black Torch Volume 3. I'm not going to read any of this until it's completed with its 5th volume later on this year, I believe in August. so it's not too long to wait. I did read the first volume and it was really good. Gives me kind of early Bleach vibes, although I do probably prefer the artwork in this. I think it's really nice, really good, clean, and I like how every little volume here comes with a poster. I'm not sure if you can pull out these posters. I don't think you can. It would be nice if they were posters that you could remove, but I'm not sure if you can. But art style wise, it's really good, and I'm a big fan of it. Also, I've done first impressions of this, and I will do a review when all 5 volumes are and I've read them, so now it's kind of a waiting game. And then next up we have volume 2 of Dragon Ball Super. I've actually recently finished the Dragon Ball Super anime, and the final fight, that was really good. Very much enjoyed it, and obviously the manga's being very far behind. In the last haul I showed off volume 3 and 4, and I didn't have to because they didn't have it at the shop that I bought 3 and 4 from, so now I've got 2, and I think I'm now 1 volume behind on the series. And this is obviously the Universe 6 vs 7 content, mainly focusing on that Goku Jiren fight, Goku Hit fight, sorry, which was really good, really well done in the anime. But the manga is very far behind in terms of English releases. I think the tournament starts in volume 6 or 7, which I'm not sure if we get this year, but I'm kind of just waiting to get more volumes. I haven't read any of it yet. I kind of want to own Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z before I get into reading Super, and obviously having recently finished it, there's no need for me to go through the manga because I remember pretty much everything that's happening, so maybe when I start forgetting the contents I can go back into Super and in another format through the manga and kind of remember all this stuff. But as of now, the manga hasn't got too far into the story and the anime progresses a lot further, so that's probably the best way to experience Dragon Ball Super. And next up we have the last thing I would need to pick up for the Naruto series, and that is Naruto the Seventh Hokage in the Scarlet Spring, which is kind of a transition volume from Naruto to Boruto, focusing a lot more on the children for the main cast of Naruto. This volume was just alright, nothing spectacular. Doesn't give me amazingly high hopes for the story of Boruto. The characters don't really seem that interesting or that they have that much kind of weight to them, but it wasn't terrible. And as Kishimoto kind of sent off to Naruto, the series that he worked so hard on creating and progressing through with the 72 volumes, I don't think it was a terrible segue, but I think 72 definitely is a much better way to conclude a Naruto storyline if that's what you're trying to do, and if you're not trying to get into Boruto, I don't really think that story is necessary. Maybe if it came in box set 3, I'd be more inclined to say, oh, that's fine, as if it was just a little package with that, but you have to buy that separately from the 3rd box set. So if you're just trying to experience Naruto as a story and not transition over to Boruto, then I wouldn't really say it's necessary because it's not that good. But a series that is really good is The Promised Neverland. I've been slacking recently on buying these. I'm still 1 volume behind. Volume 10 has released recently, so I do need to get that as well. But I have got volume 8 and 9. I'm also behind on the volume reviews for this. I haven't read either of these volumes. I'm waiting to get 10 and then read all 3 of them together, which is kind of nice because I've been on top of the Promised Neverland reviews up until 8, so having quite a few volumes for it to read of it is quite nice. So that's the plan for that series. Obviously I will be doing their volume reviews. Just get them out of the way. Next up we have My Hero Academia volume 18. This was a great conclusion to the overall arc, and like I said in the volume review, I really did like Shigaraki's involvement in this arc, and the League of Villains in particular who definitely stole the show towards the end of it. So my opinions on this arc are that it was very good and definitely got better towards the end of it. So I don't want to say too much about it. It's My Hero, everybody knows about the series. Volume 19 should release in a couple of days in the UK, so looking forward to that. Then speaking of My Hero, we have the My Hero spin-off Vigilantes, which is also really good. Some people do say that they prefer this to My Hero, which I kind of understand, but personally for me I do prefer the original series, but this is definitely a spin-off done right, and it's fantastic. All the characters are really unique, and I like their quirks, and I think that the manga do a good job of implementing characters from the series into the correct parts, not really focusing too much on them, because obviously this is its own story with its own characters, but also kind of giving the origins for some characters and showing some heroes that you know from My Hero and the main series within this. Obviously, as it's set a couple of years before the main series. Then we have Deadman Wonderland 3. I'm kind of slowly collecting this. I did enjoy the first 2 volumes, but I'm not really in a rush to read any more of it right now. I do enjoy the art style and would like to collect more, but again, like I said, not in a rush to do so. I'll probably finish it off before I read it. So I've got about 10 more volumes to go of it, but I'll try and finish it at some point this year. And next up we have Seraph of the End, Volume 1, another brand new series that I started, which also has a nice little fold out poster here of the characters. I don't really know too much about this series. I know it's got something to do with vampires and stuff, but not very well versed in this universe. Don't know too much about it. I just thought I'd start a new series, and this was kind of just popped out at me. First cover isn't amazing, but I've seen covers for the later volumes of the series and they look good. And art-wise, it does look quite interesting. So again, kind of falls on the story and how that is. So I'm just gonna pick up a few more volumes. Be back in a sec. After a quick cut there, I just picked up got a few volumes that I've actually picked up today. So obviously I haven't read any of these, but these are some volumes that I did get today from Forbidden Planet in central London, which is in the UK probably the best place to get manga, as they always do 3 for 2 sales on Viz Media stuff. So if you're in the UK or you live anywhere around London, there is one store in London, so if you're looking for somewhere to get manga, that's definitely the place to go. And the first series I picked up from there was some more Kaguya-sama. I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes of this series. They're probably the funniest volumes of manga that I've read, and it is a really interesting series with good characters. And the artwork kind of threw me off it at first, but as you read into the series, you kind of get used to the art style. And it's definitely not the best, but it is something that I've gotten used to. And I kind of just want more of a few of the other characters explored in the series, which I do believe is going to be done in these volumes. And the covers are fantastic. Some of my favourite covers of any series. I like the way they wrap around. I think that's really cool, and just kind of the colours and stuff, everything's really nice. I believe it's on volume 10 now, so I've still got a few to catch up on, but I'll probably read these first. I think this is kind of one of those series where you don't have to buy a lot of volumes and you don't have to be up to date and read loads of volumes in a row. It's something where you can pick up a volume after a couple of months and you wouldn't have missed much. You can kind of pick up the story from that volume and still enjoy it, and it's still really funny and comedic, and definitely on my radar for one of the best series that I've picked up this year, because it's really good. And next up we have a series that I did make a video about, talking about how much I liked it, but kind of took my foot off the pedal in terms of collecting it, and that is Manga. Also picked up 4 volumes of this. Another series with fantastic covers. I've got volume 7 through 10. A fan of the art as well. Volume 8 here. This is one of those series that looks very nice on the shelf with all its colours and alternating colour schemes, because some series do look quite nice with alternating colour schemes, but others it doesn't suit the series as much. Like Assassination Classroom is an example of a series that looks really good with an alternating colour scheme, and Manga is definitely another one. And the final volume I've got to show off for today is an all-in-one volume, but also part of the Viz signature line, and it's quite big, and that is Solanin by Inyo Asano. I was thinking about picking up Goodnight Punpun, but the volumes for that are more expensive than this in the UK at around £16, which is quite pricey. for in comparison to most of the volumes. But I did want to experience Asano work, and I thought I might as well start off with Solanin, which is an all-in-one volume, so that I can kind of just tell whether I like his work based off of this one volume alone. But I am really looking forward to it because Inio Asano is a manga I've wanted to experience for a very long time, and to finally have one of his works is good. Especially that I can experience the entirety of a work from him in this lovely volume here, which is really nice and has got a few coloured pages at the beginning. So yeah, I'll be probably making a review on this and saying what I thought in terms of my first thoughts of a Inio Asano work. But until then, it really looks nice on the shelf, and I think it will look really nice next to Goodnight Punpun and Dead Demons to the Destruction, which are his other two of his works, I believe. And then he has A Girl on the Shore, which is published by Vertical, I think. Don't quote me on it. But that is everything that I picked up this month, and a few things I picked up in April. I'm starting to ramp up kind of buying. I spent a lot of the first couple months of this year reading a lot of what I had, but now I have kind of prioritised a bit more of the purchasing of some series, so I'll try to get everything in. So yeah, sorry about that. That is the haul for this month. I'll just do a little. Yeah, so now I have to go and reorganise my shelves because I've got absolutely no space left anywhere. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day and peace.